Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Back to the Future, the game. So, last episode we found out that Doc is in the mobster times of the 1930s, and we found the date, so we used the DeLorean to get us back to that time. Now we are one day behind the day that he gets murdered by an angry mob, and we have to, I suppose, break him out of jail. Let's continue. So everybody around would probably be either a parent or grandparent of the 1980s timeline people.
Young
Here's
man, excuse
Edna,
me, young man.
the old lady we saw in the last
You're the only man in
episode.
the street, and I'm looking for a man in the street reaction. Naturally, you know about the explosion that destroyed this illegal gin establishment.
I read about it, yeah.
What's your opinion of Carl Sagan, the stranger who single-handedly did what the law has been unable to do for 10 long years, namely, rid Hill Valley of the scourge of liquor?
Let's see. If I say I'm a supporter, maybe I'll convince the mob not to attack him.
You can mark me down as a supporter.
The young man said, flashing a boyish yet virile grin. Hill Valley needs more upstanding youths like yourself. Do you have a message for the vicious gangsters who still roam these streets, no doubt plotting to corrupt our citizens with another den of booze, sin, and debauchery?
Ask him where I can get the address.
Ah, I see! Because you want to blast it to smithereens just like Carl Sagan did. With public-spirited citizens like you around, the lawless element will be on the run in no time. Mr. May I get your name?
Yeah, it's...
Michael Corleone, Harry Callahan, or Sonny Crockett. I think Michael Corleone is a mobster or an actor who plays mobsters.
Michael Corleone.
Thank you for sharing your candid opinions, Mr. Corleone. Edna Strickland, Hill Valley Herald.
I know, I met you back. I'm familiar with your work.
You read my column? How sweet! I know it's just an etiquette column, but I believe it'll lead to bigger and better... Oh!
Einstein, no, down, boy.
Is this wretched creature yours? He assaulted me once before.
What's got into you?
Aggressive dogs must be kept on leash at all times. It's the law. Look it up.
Doc, I gotta find Doc.
While walking around, hold your right mouse button to make Marty run. Why would I want to run? Let's see, barbershop sign. Most of these games are not really surrounded around the thought of running. Might as well go in here. One thing that I want to point out here is that often happens in Telltale games is because you're putting this you're given a small sentence that is going to be the general concept of what you're going to say, but it is not exactly what you're going to say. And right there when I said, where can I have the address, I was really intending it to say, yeah, I'd go burn it down too. But he played it off like he was eager to find the address because it would be full of debauchery. And then she played it off like she well, she totally didn't understand it as, as a joke. And so I
Hey,
end
can
up,
I get some moose?
What does this look like? A hunting lodge?
uh, okay. So nothing there. So it happens on a pretty frequent um, occasion that you'll
I'm not so sure
choose
I
the
want to stay in
wrong
a place that
thing.
welcomes transients.
Or you choose something thinking it's gonna mean one thing, and it's not gonna, and it turns out not to mean that. Shark.
Wow, looks like they used a real shark.
To the movie theater. Alright, so that's as far as we can go away from the police station. Let's see if we can cross the street. Yes, we can. Imagine this might be our central point where we'll come to this area, this main downtown, in several time periods.
Hey, how you doing, Einie?
I really wish he wouldn't call him Miney. It is a silly name. Let's see what's on this sign. Yeah? Well, whatever's on the sign, I can't turn around to see it. Can't walk this way. So we'll walk through here and take the opportunity to search everywhere. A simple jailbreak is not going to just happen. Law office sign. Law office door.
Hello?
No solicitors!
People just kicking me out of their area completely.
I guess this is where the speakeasy burned down. How'd Doc ever get mixed up in that?
So why would he burn down the speakeasy? It's either because he needed to get my attention, or he did it on accident.
How can I help you, sir?
Without any money, I don't really have any business in there.
Interesting. Today's special, yesterday's soup. So I see a movie theater that way. Can I click on it? I don't think I can. So even though I can see this, I can't walk any further that direction. Can't click on the clock tower. Let's come over here. Start looking at these cars. Did license plates in the 30s have 6 numbers on them? That's an interesting question. Let me know down in the comments if you happen to be a historian or good at Googling. Well, we can get in the soup kitchen. So maybe we can get a spoon and from the spoon give it to Doc.
McFly!
Biff? Kid! Grandpa?
Oh,
That's
it's just
Mr.
Graham.
Tannin to you, Artie. What
It's
are you doing
it's the
out
same
here?
as the movie.
Well, I was getting kind of hungry, so I figured I'd come down here for some free soup.
Just thought I'd come down for some soup. Think, McFly. The DA's throwing around subpoenas like Babe Ruth.
I don't think Ruth's a pitcher anymore.
Shut it. If one of those subpoenas landed in the hands of my number cruncher, I'd be in a whole lot of trouble. I could even get sent up the river. You wouldn't want that, would you? Would you?
No, of course not, kid.
All right, that's better. What are you looking at, punk?
Keep your eyes on the soup, kid.
Well,
Well, what?
what are you still doing here?
Sorry, kid. I'll just run back to the safe house.
You do that. And McFly,
Yes?
that hat's too flashy. You better let me hold on to it. Now scram!
You got it, boss.
And don't come out until I give you the all clear. I swear, if even one of you mooks could add 2 + 2 without your fingers, I'd dump that wimp into the lake. Hey! Anyway, I'm off to make myself irresistible. Don't let anyone burn down the shop while I'm gone.
Interesting. Cue ball.
Okay. Hey, never mind.
Spoon. Knife. Stacked. What does that say? Stacked tables. Spice rack.
Nice rack.
Yeah, we got all kinds of culinary enhancements back there.
Cabbage soup today. Pepper, salt. Stacked tables.
What are those tables for?
We keep a few extra tables around for our end of the month hobo soirees.
So the tables block the door.
There's no way I'm gonna keep that door open without some help.
I could use the telephone. Let's see who can we
Maybe I
call.
should go to the jail and talk to Doc before I start dialing random people in 1931.
That's probably a good point. And I think we can talk to this guy.
I better not talk to him. I don't want to mess up his timeline.
Oh. So, there's generally two thoughts in movies about time travel. One is you can totally ruin your timeline, and the other is no matter what you do, in the end, it all goes back to the way it always was. Which is a pretty A-B evaluation. I kind of like
Doc.
the...
Marty,
Doc,
what are you doing here?
you sent for me, Doc.
I did? When?
May 14th, 1986.
1980? The automatic retrieval system, of course. I'd almost forgotten about that.
So what's our plan for getting you out of here?
Plan? We don't need a plan.
We don't.
Not in the slightest. The police picked me up for that speakeasy fire a couple of weeks ago, but the DA hasn't got a case. They're releasing me tomorrow morning.
So basically, I traveled 50 years into the past to deliver your car?
Sorry about that, but it's so wonderful to see you. We have a lot of catching up to do.
But that's
Yeah,
not what happened.
I want to hold off on that, Doc.
Great Scott! I'm going to be gunned down by gangsters on the steps of the courthouse.
Why would they do that?
Guess they didn't approve of my burning down their speakeasy.
Very funny, Doc. Maybe now we should come up with a plan.
A plan, right? But what?
Let's go back in time. Let's make a stand. Let's talk to the gangsters. Let's alert the authorities. Well, this is a time travel series. Let's go back in time.
Why don't I take the DeLorean, go back in time before you were arrested, and stop you from getting caught in the first place?
Don't even think about it. Without my unjust incarceration, the events that sent you into the past might never happen, resulting in a paradox of continuum shattering proportions.
Jeez, we've been back together for 5 minutes, Doc, and you're already talking about the end of the universe. I've missed that.
Don't be ridiculous, Marty. I was only referring to the end of the universe as we know it.
Let's see.
Why don't we tell the authorities?
Tell them what? That my friend from the future has proof that I'll be murdered tomorrow? They'd ship us both off to the loony bin. And trust me, you don't want to see the inside of a 1931 insane asylum.
Hey, maybe I could talk to the gangsters. Tell them they're about to shoot the wrong guy.
I don't think the criminals of this era are going to be very receptive to a complete stranger telling them that their secret assassination plan is misguided, do you?
We can make a stand.
Why don't we try to tough it out? Now that we know what's coming, maybe we sneak it past the gangsters with a bulletproof vest or something.
That might work with 1 or 2 bullets, but from the looks of this article, it appears that I'm going to be mowed down in a hail of Tommy gunfire that rendered the innocent stranger little more than a pulpy mass of bones and gristle.
Who writes like that?
According to the byline, one Edna Strickland.
I should have guessed.
I kind of miss this from Telltale games, where you can just exhaust all the dialogue choices. And not just Telltale games, games in general where you have dialogue choices these days in 2015 don't really let you just exhaust and see every single bit of dialogue. It's almost always you get to pick one and you're left with 3 other options just never spoken, and you never know unless you do a lot of saving and loading.
Well, I suppose I could just get some dynamite and break out of jail.
No, that's far too dangerous. Not just to me, but to random innocent people in the past. The repercussions could be... That's it!
What's it?
My rocket-powered drill.
You have a rocket-powered drill?
Not yet. I haven't built it yet.
You've lost me, Doc.
Listen, a few months ago, my 17-year-old self sent in a patent application for a rocket-powered drill. I abandoned the project after I never heard back from the patent office, but the prototype should be nearly complete.
Great, I'll just run back to your lab and...
No, I said nearly complete. You'll need me to help you finish it.
How the hell am I supposed to sneak a half-finished rocket-powered drill into your cell?
Not me! 1931 me!
Wait a minute, Doc. You want me to convince your 1931 self to build a rocket-powered drill to break you out of jail?
Precisely!
Won't
What
talking
about
to
the
yourself
space-time
cause,
continuum?
irreparable damage to the space-time continuum or something?
It should be fine. I've already invented the idea of the rocket drill. You've just got to goad my younger self into finishing the prototype.
How am I supposed to convince your younger self to finish the rocket drill? Just tell him I need to break his older self out of jail?
Absolutely not. Whatever you do, you can't tell my younger self anything about time travel. I won't come up with the inspiration for the flux capacitor for another 24 years.
Then what am I supposed to...
Just be your charming self.
How old
But I
is
remember,
Doc?
I'm a pretty easygoing kid, so enlisting me in a scientific adventure should be a piece of cake.
It's really weird considering that the present day, quote unquote, is 1986. Like 3 years after I was born. That's the present day for the Back to the Future timeline. It's 2015. That was what? 19 years ago? A long time. So weird.
Okay, let's say I go along with this crazy idea. Where can I find you? I mean, the other you.
How should I know? It was over 50 years ago. Why don't you go over to the soup kitchen next door and give my house a call? They'll know where to find me.
Soup kitchen. Got it.
Just stay away from the soup. It'll cause irreparable damage to your digestive system.
To your digestive system.
I guess I better get started. Don't worry, Doc. I'll get you out of here in no time.
I'm not worried. Once you and my younger self put your heads together, you'll be unstoppable.
So, we've got a plan now. Doesn't seem like it's gonna be that difficult. Police station established 1891. That might be useful to memorize dates. If something says it was established in a specific year, it'll probably come back as a reference. So we just call his house.
Brown residence?
Hi. Do you know where I could find Emmett Brown?
Young Master Brown is currently tending to his clerking duties at the courthouse. Who may I say is calling?
The courthouse? Doc never told me he worked at the courthouse.
So he must be pretty rich to have a private line, as they used to be called, for in the 30s. Most people, if they even had a phone, had a party line where you would call a number, usually dialing through the operator, and the phone would ring at several people's houses in the neighborhood, and everybody would pick up, and hopefully once you told them who you were supposed to talk to, everybody who you didn't want to talk to would hang up. But many a time a nosy neighbor would just sit there with their hand over the mouthpiece and listen in to the conversation. It's hardly a party with a party line. Where is the courthouse? Eastern Autos? Looks, I think I've walked around here for some wrong reason. So there's one tree. I think there's supposed to be 2 pine trees in this whole. Yeah, we'll run. Yeah, the running is barely any faster than walking. Oh, that's the courthouse over there. Duh. The courthouse. The major element to the movies. Let's see. Is there anything over here to click on? Nothing but the doors.
Don't touch those. These are very sensitive legal documents. Nobody is supposed to handle them but sworn officers of the court. Judge Brown says so.
Also, his father is a judge.
Brown? Doc. Nice to meet you. I'm Michael, Corleone.
Emmett Brown. But I am a law clerk, not a doctor. Now please get out of my way. I have important business to transact. Naturally, H2A multiplied by the
So we'll just chase him.
What am I missing here? Or do we take H to stand for the middle line up? H to the A.
Try not to walk into walls or bushes.
Expectation value, but only if the coefficient of friction remains constant and the gravitational constant is variable. Is that even possible?
I could see why a judge would have a private line
But how many newtons are required to maintain a constant
in the
value
30s.
is reduced by the inverse derivative of the
So he's
speed
going
relative
to the
speed
lawyer's
line.
office.
Oh, it goes back to H.
Just slowly walk behind him.
I better not. Those lawyers sound kind of nasty.
Oh, well, no.
Just wait a second.
Listen, Emmett, you don't know me, but I'm your friend.
I'm not big on friends. They get in the way of work.
Listen, I understand you're working on a new invention in your lab.
Invention? You must have me mixed up with somebody else. I'm in law. I have absolutely no interest in science. One-dimensional harmonic oscillator, then naturally H2A multiplied by the inversion of H has to come out less than fictitious.
Interesting.
Right, no. What am I missing here?
Can I talk to him again?
Come on, wait up a minute.
You again? Can't you see I'm busy?
When will you be
So, Emmett,
finished?
what time are you through with work?
Depends. On weeknights, Pop sometimes keeps me in the office till 9.
9 at night? But today's Saturday.
Right. So I probably won't get off before 10.
See, I'm sort of in the science business myself. That's why I sought you out.
Not that I care in the least, because science is the furthest thing from my own area of interest, which is law, but I don't believe you.
It's true. I'm a scientist.
So tell me something, Mr. Scientist, from your vast storehouse of scientific knowledge.
The leg bone's connected to the thigh bone?
Amazing.
Come on, Doc. Emmett, drop the Legal Eagle Act. I got something more important for you to do.
Mr. Corleone, I'll have you know that the law is the very mortar that holds society together, and we in the legal profession are like brick masons building the edifice of the future.
Your dad tell you that?
Every morning.
What are you doing?
What's this important business you're up to?
It's a legal matter, very complicated, very abstruse. I need to obtain 5 sets of initials on every copy of this writ of indemnification before Judge Brown can even think of granting a waiver to the party in the first part.
You have no idea what it's about, do you?
That's how important it is.
How about quitting
How about you
early?
knock off work early and I'll buy you a beer or soda. What do you say?
Don't try to tempt me from my duty with sugary beverages. Keeping the wheels of justice turning, that's my one passion in life. Besides, if I left before 8, my pop would kill me.
Come on,
Okay,
tell me
so
about
you don't want your old man to know. That's fine. Listen, we all keep secrets. But I'm telling you, you can level with me about this science project of yours.
I am not a scientist. Go ahead, ask me what E equals.
What does E equal?
I have absolutely no idea. See? I don't know where you got your information from about me, mister, but you're wrong, wrong, wrong.
Interesting.
No.
I don't need to go in there anymore.
So what do I have in my inventory that would help? I have a photo of George McFly. What if we
This notebook has all of Doc's plans for the flux capacitor and the DeLorean. I'd better make sure it never falls into the wrong hands.
But what if it fell into the right hands?
Brown Estate, Klondike 51038.
That is a thing they used to do, is they would have letters, and so they would say Klondike for the letters. That's why the phones have letters in them originally. Not that anybody at this point would even have a standard touchtone phone dial pad or a home phone. Most people have cell phones and barely ever type numbers, let alone why would they type letters. Did he run off while I was looking at the inventory, or is he still there? Let's go back and talk to... No, he did run off. Alright.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Really?
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Come on, you can trust me, Doc. Emmett, it's your future I'm looking out for, in more ways than one.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you and science.
Oh, that word again! If you insinuate I'm a scientist once more, I'll sue you for defamation of character! If the coefficient of friction remains constant.
Okay. Let's do something drastic.
Gravitational constant is variable.
Doc's notebook doesn't belong to him. Okay, actually, it does belong to him, but not yet. In any event, it's probably a really bad idea to give him a book full of all the things he hasn't invented yet.
Let's talk to Einstein. Maybe we can get him to slow down, Doc.
Hey, how you doing, Einie?
Nope.
Brown Estate, Klondike 51038.
Who else could I talk to? Let's go back and talk to the elder Doc Brown.
Nah.
Oh boy, is this a good old-fashioned point-and-click adventure. Just try every single item you have on them.
Psst, Doc!
Marty, have you found my younger self yet?
Well... I saw my grandpa. Let's start with that.
Guess who I bumped into at the soup kitchen? My grandfather.
No!
Don't worry, I didn't talk to him or change his future or anything.
Good.
I wish I could, though. This era's tannin is treating him like dirt.
Don't worry. If history plays out as it's supposed to, he'll soon be out from under Kit Tannen's thumb and free to live out his life as a humble accountant with your grandma. What was her name again?
Sylvia.
Right, Sylvia.
About Kid Tannen?
What's the story with this Kid Tannen jerk, anyway?
Biff's father? By this time next year, he'll be pulling down a life sentence in San Quentin. There was even a song about it.
Wait, if Biff will be born in 1938, and Kid will be in prison...
As I recall, he escaped from prison in 1937 for about 3 hours.
That's a busy 3 hours.
No kidding.
About Edna
What do you
Strickland.
know about Edna Strickland?
Edna, we never really socialized when I was younger. She was a few years older than me, and we traveled in different socioeconomic circles. Why do you ask?
She thinks you're a hero for burning down that speakeasy. She's doing a story on you.
A story? Oh, yes, now I remember. Ask Edna, the etiquette column that doubled as a pro-temperance soapbox. She believed that the consumption of alcohol would inevitably lead to a complete societal breakdown.
Sounds like a fun gal.
You should have seen her when the hippies started showing up in the 60s. She just somehow lost her mind.
That would explain a lot.
Let's see. Found your notebook.
I know this really isn't the right time or place, but I found your notebook.
Ah, so that's where I left it. Why'd you bring it here?
Because the bank's selling off all your stuff.
They can't do that.
That's what I keep trying to tell them.
Well, you hold on to it for safekeeping. We'll deal with my financial situation in 1986 after we save me from a grisly death in 1931.
I like the dialogue here. Where have you
Where have you
been?
been all this time? I missed you.
I've missed you too, Marty. But I thought it was important to let you live your own life for a while, free from the insanity of time travel.
I gotta admit, it was nice to not have my family history blowing up in my face for a few months.
Besides, I've been busy raising my own unpredictable teenagers.
So how's the family?
So how are Clara and the kids?
They're fine, fine. Right now we're trying to decide where to send Jules and Vern to college. Clara prefers the 2020s, but I'm partial to the 1960s. We're planning on visiting you and Jennifer in 2011 soon.
Me and Jennifer in 2011?
Oh, forget I said anything.
Oops. Let's see.
Where'd the DeLorean come from? The last time I saw it had been smashed to pieces by a train.
It's a fantastic story. Do you remember when the DeLorean got struck by lightning in 1955?
Yeah?
Unbeknownst to either of us, the lightning produced a temporal duplicate of the time machine, one that was tossed 70 years into the future.
What?
I found out about it during a trip to 2025 and recovered it just in time to stop Rift Cannon from vandalizing the time stream.
Heavy.
Nice.
That DeLorean...
It's for all intents and purposes the exact same machine as the original. Plus or minus little bells and whistles I've added over the years, of course.
So what are you doing in 1931?
So, what were you doing in 1931 anyway?
Oh, nothing terribly exciting. Indulging in a little personal nostalgia, picking up a few rare out-of-print books to surprise Clara on her birthday, solving a historical mystery or two. The usual.
The usual? You lead a pretty unusual life, Doc.
It's an unusual universe, Marty.
So let's keep asking questions. We're gonna...
I hate to tell you, Doc, but your last time departed display is on the fritz.
It is? So how did you find me?
I found one of Edna Strickland's shoes in the DeLorean.
How did one of her shoes get in the DeLorean?
Einstein took it from her.
He did? How strange. Ivy almost never attacks people. Not without a good reason, anyway.
Hint about Edna Strickland. She's gonna turn out to be the main bad guy of the whole story, I bet.
How'd you wind up in jail in 1931 anyway?
During my trip to the past, I decided to look into one of Hill Valley's unsolved mysteries.
The fire at the speakeasy.
Exactly. I thought I was safely hidden across the street. But when the fire started, there was a tremendous explosion, and I was knocked unconscious by a stray brick. When I woke up, I was here in jail, charged with arson.
That's horrible.
I know. Worse yet, I still don't know who started the fire.
Bet it's me. So we've exhausted all the dialogue choices, which is a lot here. More than the 4. Good thing we can scroll up and down. Let's see how he's gonna help us with his younger self.
I met your younger self.
Great.
And I gotta say, you're kind of uptight.
What?
You won't even talk to me.
I find that hard to believe. Tell me what happened.
You know, your younger self seems really dedicated to the law.
It's a facade, I assure you. I had to keep up appearances to appease my father.
Why does your younger self mutter all the time?
Muttering? Why would I be muttering? I never mutter unless... The Hill Valley Expo!
The expo?
Yes, the Expo. How could I have forgotten? In a few months, the younger me will put on a demonstration at the Hill Valley Exposition, my first public foray into the world of science. Everyone in town will be there, including a number of noted inventors who shaped my career.
So, it was a big success?
No, it was a miserable failure, but it was a spectacularly miserable failure. One which marked my transition from an amateur garage scientist into a professional seeker of truth.
So sounds like we're gonna figure out how to
I
get him
tried
to work.
asking him about your rocket drill, but he says he's not a scientist.
What? What? Father.
What's he got to do with this?
In 1931, I was still deathly afraid of my father discovering the truth about my scientific predilections, so I carefully kept them under wraps, practicing science at odd hours, away from his prying eyes.
That sucks.
It sucked a lot. Fortunately, I eventually stood up to him, but right now, my younger self probably thinks you've been sent by my father to check up on me.
Why is the expo making you mutter?
What does this expo have to do with you muttering all the time?
When I was younger, I used to relieve stress by working on complex mathematical conundrums. No doubt my younger self is working on some impossible problem in an attempt to work off cerebral steam in the weeks before the exposition. What was I muttering about?
I don't know. H to the something with an inverse of something else. I'm not so good at equations.
That's too bad. I bet if we could solve my younger self's problem, he'd be more inclined to listen to you.
Okay, so I need to record him with the recorder muttering and then solve it, and then he'll work for me.
What do I do to convince Team Doc that I'm not a spy?
I'm not sure. Maybe if we solve that problem he's working on, he'll be more inclined to trust you.
So I've figured it out, and
Okay, but don't forget we're on a bit of a deadline here.
he totally missed a line there. That still happens even in some of the newer Telltale games. Just every now and then the audio file won't load. Anywho, that's it for this episode. I think we figured out how to progress here. There's a lot of dialogue going on still, even though this is very much more like a regular point-and-click adventure game with more inventory going on. And anywho, as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media site, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.